Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I was going to do a stitch with me yesterday after my review of Biggest Craft, but my battery was really low, so I had to charge it, and then I forgot and I got lost in life, and there we go. So here we are. I did start this last night. This is, I haven't brought the picture with me, it's over there, but it's the butterfly flowers. So you've got the big butterfly here and then all the flowers. The one that I reviewed from yesterday. Now I did start this, as you can probably see in some places. This here, these bits here, down here, 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 and here. Oh, and just to finish off some thread, I added it in up here. So yeah, we're going to work on this today, but what I thought we would do first is I would show you the progress that I have made on some of the other kits that I have been working on while I've not done a stitch with me, and I've just been sort of trying to get my head around life, shall we say. So in no particular order, I'm just picking them up as they are in the pile. I don't know which ones they are until I literally... Oh, right, so this is this one. I think this was it called the lily vase or the flower vase? Something like that. Yeah, don't know if you can remember that one, guys. Now, this one I have made the most progress on. I really have to be careful not to get threads mixed up here. Hold on a second. We appear to be stuck. Thank you very much. There we go. Right, okay, so that's extra thread to go with that one that's attached. So this is what we have done on this one. As you can see, we have done quite a lot. I say we, there's only me, so I don't know who we is, you know, but hey. So yeah, I've done quite a lot on this. As you can see, the flowers coming through there. This big lily in the middle is almost completed. Yeah, there's the bottom, the background, and the vase there. Yeah, so there's not a great deal left to do on this one before a little bit of thread there, before I have this finished, basically. That big lily there is amazing. So really I should work on this more and make the effort to get it finished. But what I seem to do is I seem to get to a point where it's almost done, and then I lose interest in it and I move on. So it just sits there sort of almost done for a long time. It's all right, I've got hairs on it from my dog. Good job to get washed, isn't it? So yeah, that is the lily one. It's been a lot of fun to work on. Really enjoyed this. You know, like I say, there's not a great deal left to do. There's just a few bits, patches here and there to fill in, finish off the background. You know, most of this down here is done. There's just sort of, well, this little bit here to finish when I get that colour back out again, and this blue up here, and then that is pretty much this section finished. Stop trying to pick hairs off there and waste time. So yeah, there really isn't a lot to do on it, but like I say, I sort of fall out of love with it when I get to a certain point, and then it just sits there. What can I say? So yeah, did I put in? I must have done, because I don't see it. Yeah, so that is, I can't remember whether it was the lily vase or the flower vase or something along those lines. That's that one. So while I haven't been doing stitch with me's with you guys, I have still been working on stuff. So the next one is this one. I don't know which one this is. but we'll find out here momentarily. Aha! Okay, so this was a recent one that I got. I believe I got this from 7th grade, I think. Really loved this. Really, really did. But, and there is a but, since I've been stitching on it, I am noticing that maybe things... I've left thread in that one as well. Maybe things aren't looking as they should. I don't know, because, like... Yeah, I don't know if you can see here, but this is where the 2 playing cards are on here. And then there's little bits of whatnot on here. But this is looking quite red. It doesn't look red on there. So I'm not sure. I don't know. And then if we move along here, you know, this is looking quite red, and that doesn't really look red. It looks more like a pink, like a raspberry colour. I don't know. And then there's things down here that just don't look like anything. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's got me a bit disheartened, because I really, really loved this pattern, but it's really not looking a great deal. I'm trying to get it so that you can see they're both there for the playing cards. I don't think it's looking a great deal as it should. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Yeah, what do you guys think? Can you tell me what you think? It's just that, you know, there's little bits and pieces, and they just, to me, they don't look the same as on this once you've stitched. I don't know. I'll have to continue on with it, I suppose. Get a little bit further and yeah, see what becomes of it. Okay, and there's this one. Oh, this one is the dress, the wedding dress type picture. Sorry, I just got the camera. Yeah, so I've got quite a bit of this done down here. Now, on that picture, that bottom bit does not look very purple at all. Yeah, it's purple. I don't know. And then all of this up here is supposedly sort of this bit of the dress. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I love purple, so it's not an issue if it is purple, because purple's my favourite colour. But, like up here, for example, in the bodice area, this, I don't know. I really don't know. Like I say, this is just going to have to be another one that I continue on with for longer and see where it takes me. But yeah, I think sometimes some of these that you stitch, the colours are different to how they look in the picture when you actually stitch them. So, yeah. I don't know. We'll continue on with them and see what transpires. Anyway, okay, here we go. Let's have a look at this one. Right, let me just have a drink of my tea, because I have a lovely cup of tea. What should we do? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm going to explain to you guys about how I deal with the floss drops. Okay, so basically they all just come sort of smooshed up in an elastic band, and you sort them out yourself. What I tend to do is, like here, there are 40 colours in this pattern. So what I do is I go along until around the number 20 mark, which is halfway. On this one, I believe, yeah, on this one, I went up to number 19 and I started the second lot of colours at number 900. So it was like an even split kind of thing. Now, all I do is I buy these rings from Amazon. They just open up like this and then they snap back together, so they're easy to sort of open and close. I then take a hole punch and I punch a hole in the top of each little card. And then I go through in order, and like I say, I'll pick a point at which I stop, like it'll either be halfway or just before or just after, whichever, and then I will add them in order to the floss drop, and then I'll move on to the next one. This one starts at 900 and goes all the way to 3865, which is the last colour, and then it sort of evens it out. So if you're looking at a number that is 900 or over, you know, you're looking at that section. If you're looking at sort of 898 and below, you're looking at the first lot of threads. So that's the way I do it anyway, and it works for me. I know where I'm up to. I know which set to look at to get my colour from, and all seems good. All seems good with that. So right, let's zoom in a little bit. Sorry. Here, right, here we go. I'm just going to roll this up a little bit here so I can get it. Whoa, that's really close now. That's better, I think. Yeah, so oh, and I am working on, let me tell you, all the way up here, of course it had to be, I am working on this purple symbol here, which is 304. Okay, so let me make sure I am in shot here, and I am. Excellent. Okay, so how is everybody? I hope everyone is doing well. As some of you may or may not know, I have a link in the description of all of my videos to buy me a coffee. I don't advertise it, like I don't tell everybody on my videos. I don't want it to seem like I'm begging for money, because I'm not. It's just, it was suggested to me a while ago by a subscriber that I add it, so I did. And this kind lady has bought me, since I started it, quite a substantial amount of coffees, shall we say. I don't want to say her name in case she doesn't want to be sort of named on camera, which is absolutely fine. You know, if you don't want to be named, sweetheart, then that's fine. I won't do it. But I just want to show my appreciation to her. You have no idea, lovely, how much you help. You really don't. And how much, you know, your donation is so unbelievably appreciated. It really is. So yeah, thank you so much to that lady. Really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not gonna harp on about it, because like I said, I don't want it to appear to you guys as though I am asking you to, you know, sort of donate to me. I'm not asking anybody to do that. Just, it was a suggestion by somebody that I had it, so I did. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know what the weather has been like with you guys in your part of the world, but here in the UK, or this part of the UK that I live in, it has been awful. I am currently babysitting. No, I'm dog sitting. I'm not babysitting. I don't do babies anymore. Yeah, I am dog sitting for my parents while they are on holiday. And since the day they dropped her off up until present, and I'm sure it will continue, it has absolutely poured down every single day. In fact, it was that bad in certain parts of the country the other day. People actually had small tornadoes. Now, we don't usually get them in the UK. It's not really a thing. I do understand that in the US, you know, you guys in certain areas get a lot of tornadoes, but here it's very, very rare, and they are only small ones. You know, they're not strong enough to be ripping houses down and things like that, but they, you know, they chuck stuff around and, you know, just cause a bit of damage here and there. But yeah, that's just telling you what the weather has been like. We're supposed to be in spring. What happened? You know, in a couple of months' time, it's supposed to be scorching hot weather. I can't see it happening personally. Oh, roll on my holiday. Oh. Although, to be fair, when we go away, it's going to be unbelievably hot. I don't cope with hot very well, but it's different in a foreign country. There isn't as much humidity as there is in the UK. In the UK, we have silly amounts of humidity. I don't know why, but we do. So in foreign countries, it doesn't tend to be as humid. Therefore, the heat feels different. Plus, we will have the sea to go and, you know, cool off in. We'll have a pool to go and cool off in, you know, and obviously you don't wear a lot, do you, when it's very warm. So yeah, it'll be, can't wait for it now. I think 100 and something days, I'm not sure. I can't wait until we're finally down to double figures. That'll be fantastic. Sorry, I was just having a slurp of my tea there while it was still hot. Okay, so, right. So, yeah, like I say, the weather, awful, awful, awful. Like now, it's quite sunny outside. Yet earlier on, it was just absolutely throwing it down with rain. Sorry, came out of frame there. Yesterday, 6 a.m. in the morning, we actually had a thunder and lightning storm and hailstones. In fact, you can hear me talk about the hailstones in my review video for Biggest Craft. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the weather. I really don't. I don't think we actually do have seasons as such anymore. It's just, you know, weather gets up in the morning and goes, oh, how am I feeling today? What should we do? I don't know. It's just annoying, especially if you need to go anywhere. Like, you know, obviously you need to walk the dogs and things like that. And it's like, the dogs hate going out in the rain as it is. And then you go out and you think, oh, it's not raining, let's go now. You know, 30 seconds after you've stepped foot out of the door and it's throwing it down. It's, you know, ridiculous. So we end up with, sorry, let me, got a long end and it's, there we go. Yeah, 30 seconds after you've stepped out the door, throws it down. So you end up with two soggy doggies and a soggy me and daughter. So, yeah. But at which point I think to myself, do you know, I've put the effort into getting myself ready and the dogs have got the harnesses on and such, and we're outside, so we're going. I don't care if I get wet. So, Yeah, it just doesn't make life very easy when it's constantly raining. But this is Great British weather for you. This is what happens. You know, I think at this point, even the weather forecasters just sort of look at it and go, I don't know. Look out your window. That's what it's doing. Can't possibly tell you what it's going to do later because who knows? You know, it's, yeah. Let me zoom back out a little bit. There we go. So, yeah, it's a pain. But my parents are back on the 18th, but they're not back until sort of late on, so they're going to come and pick the dog up on the 19th. So she will be glad to see them, I'm sure. There we go. I couldn't find the whole link. I'm sorry. And I went quiet because I was trying to concentrate as to where it was. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, I'm still making the journals, by the way. I am working on one at the moment that I may or may not, if I can get it done, because I keep sort of stopping and starting with it because I don't want to rush and make a mess of it because it is kind of a special one. It's Alice in Wonderland, but a dark version. So yeah, I don't want to rush it and muck it up because there's a lot of work gone into it so far. So yeah, I sort of pick it up, do a little bit, and then I'll put it back down for a couple of days, and then I'll pick it up, do a little bit, and put it back down for a couple of days, because I don't want to sort of get into the headspace of, oh, I must get this finished, and I must get this finished, because then I'll mess it up, and I'll make a mess, and it'll look terrible. I've done it again, because I have a long bit here. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Mills. Sorry, that was just my dog. I petted her because she was messing with something next to me, and obviously she thought I was killing her. Yeah, obviously, you know. I don't know. So yeah, I'm still making the journals. Haven't sold any yet. I thought I was under the illusion that maybe they would, but no, no. But I'm just enjoying making them. So if I end up with 800 journals, then I end up with 800 journals. I've got a bookcase. It's fine. Okay, so I've finished off that colour of thread now. So let's snip this bit down. These are just where I start my threads, because obviously you can't do the loop method on a 11 count because you've got 3 strands. So I start it in a slightly different way now. I can't remember if I saw somebody do it or if I made it up in my own brain. I can't remember. I really have no clue. But yeah, that's what I do now. Okay, so let's choose what we're going to do next. I think I need to do this line, don't I? Because there's quite a bit of it, so that will cover quite a chunk of this bit here. What I'm trying to do is concentrate on an area. Obviously, if I've got thread left over, I will sort of continue on up to use it up, but I'm trying to concentrate on an area to get that completed, so then maybe it doesn't seem quite so daunting, if you get what I mean. Sorry, drinking my tea. So yeah, I think we're going to have to go with this red slash mark, which I believe is 3835. So I know it is not in this bunch of threads because that only goes up to 898. So it is in this one, and it will be near the end. What is it? 3835. So it's just before that one. There. It is this lovely purple. So there we go. So now they go away over there, and I have my thread. Easy to find. The only thing is it takes some getting used to after coming from the thread cards, because obviously on the thread cards you go by the number down the side here, but on floss drops you go by the DMC number. So sometimes it, you know, so they go, oh, it's number 15 that I need, and then I'll go and I'll be like, no, I need to go back and look and see what number 15 actually is, because we don't choose them like that with this. So yeah, right, I have separated my strand of thread into not six, my goodness, into 2 lots of 3. So there is 1 needle. I always do this, I always thread 2 so that I am not putting back thread. I don't want to be doing that. I want to finish off what I have, and then move on to another colour. I don't want to sort of be switching up threads all the time. So I will pull out a full length of 6 strands, separate it into 2, so 3 and 3, and thread those onto 2 needles, and I will work until I have completed, you know, I have finished using all of that thread on those 2 needles. Also, that way it sort of switches it up a bit colour wise as well, so you can actually sort of, this is how I now start. Let me zoom you back in again for a moment. There, right, so this is the one that we want to work on, this slash mark. Okay, so I'm going to come in over here, okay, and I'm going to angle and come up through where I need to start my first stitch, okay, and I'm just going to pull my thread until I have a little bit left over, okay. Then I'm going to come here to complete the first leg of the stitch, and I also come back up through the bottom right corner. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this still, but the table's shiny and slippery. And then I will go down through the top left, and there is my stitch completed. There is my little tail. That stitch is going nowhere. It's going nowhere. So that is now how I start my threads on a 11 count. I haven't used knots for quite a while. I was trying to avoid them because sometimes when you're trying to stitch and you've got a knot in there, it gets difficult to come through the hole where that knot has been made. Because obviously there's a lot of bulk in the back then. So yeah, I'm trying to avoid knots now. Sometimes it can't be helped and you have to use one, that's fine, but for the majority I don't use them now, which is a big thing for me, because when I first started, right, we've done all those there. So now all I do is I come to the back. Here's where my thread has come through. I will find a couple of stitches here, this one and this one and this one. I will run my needle and thread through there, snip it off. Those stitches are secure. So that's how I sort of start and finish them. So now we need to move over here to this big area. See what we're doing over here. So again, I won't do it quite so close this time. You know, this is my stitch here that I need to start. So I will come in here, or I'll go down here. Oh, no, wrong one. There we go. Come out through the bottom left. pull my thread until I have a little tail, top right to bottom right, and then top left, and my stitch is completed, and that stitch is going nowhere. So yeah, anyway, can't remember at all what I was talking about before I started doing that. Do you know, these tablets that I'm on, you know, not only do they make me sort of feel quite poorly for a day and a half or so, yeah, they also, I mean, I get the brain fog anyway from the fibro, but oh gosh, these tablets just make it 100 times worse. Sometimes I can't find the right word that I need to use, or I will say a word that is not the right word. It's in the same vicinity as the right word, but it's not quite the right word, and my kids think it's hilarious that I'll get my words mixed up. And apparently that is a symptom of the medication. You know, I just say the wrong words sometimes, and I'll go off on a tangent as well, completely forget what I was talking about, you know, 30 seconds ago, and there you have it. That conversation has now ended because I can no longer remember that conversation at all. So, yeah, there we go. We will continue on with the medication. Sorry. In the hopes that it is kind of helping, I suppose. I am still having days where my hands are so painful, and my ankles, wow, first thing in the morning and last thing at night, my ankles are just awful. So yeah, it is helping to a degree. My hand is nowhere near as swollen as it used to be. So yeah, it is helping to an extent. But I mean, I don't suppose I was expecting it to be a wonder drug and to take all the pain away, all the swelling away, and, you know, life to go back to like I never had rheumatoid arthritis. But unfortunately, I don't think it is that wonder drug that does that, because I don't think that exists. So, you know, I'll just take the small wins and run with them. So, yeah. I just need to carry on with my life as best I can, basically, you know. So we'll see. We'll see where it takes us and what happens. But I am thoroughly enjoying working on this kit. I didn't know whether to start this one or the other flower one. But I think this one just sort of pipped the post with the big blue butterfly. But then obviously when I started it, I was like, yeah, well, I won't get to that for quite some time, because I always start in either the top right or the bottom right. You know, and I really did have to think through how I was going to start this one, because it is so tall. You know, where's the easiest place to start to make it easy to work on? So I was like, well, it's got to be the bottom. So I was like, well, great. Well, the butterfly's all the way up there. I'm not going to get to that for years. It's going to take me years. Yeah, I don't know. I'm quite strange in the way that I cross stitch the pre-stamped, really, I suppose. I don't like to sort of hop, skip and jump all over the place. I like to get a section finished and then I can see it. You know, I can see the fruits of my labour, because if you hop, skip and jump all over the place, you generally don't feel like you've done a lot, because the work that you have done is spread out all over, so you don't see the progress as much. Whereas, you know, this way, like I say, I'll complete a section at the bottom and then I can actually see, you know, oh yeah, I worked on that and look what happened and now it looks great. I'll move on to the next section and see what that looks like, you know. But obviously I am sort of hopping about here and there when I'm trying to use up the rest of the thread, so I don't put it back. I will sort of start at the bottom, do all the bit that I need to do in that section for that colour, and then I will sort of slowly check my way up to see, you know, where I can use that last bit up. So yeah, that's how I work it. I'm sure you guys have your own, you know, plans of attack for these oh sorry, for these kits, but yeah, that's the way I do it. So all right, well, I think I'm going to have to just finish off these couple of stitches with you, and then I'm going to have to go and sort out my children's tea. I can smell it cooking. I think it might be ready. So I shall have to go and check that and feed them before they start moaning at me, which is what generally tends to happen. So there we go. We didn't get a lot done, did we, really? You know, I finished off this little bit here and added in this darker purple colour. I'll just work at my leisure and, you know, see what happens. And I need to really try and get back to the one that I've nearly completed, because it would be such a shame if it was just to sit there now after all this time and not get finished, you know, after all the hard work I did on it. So yeah, I really need to sort of push myself and get back to that. So yeah, thank you very, very much, guys, for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you like this video. If you do, please could you give it a like. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing, and if you can think of anybody else that might enjoy my videos, then please do give me a share. Okay, folks, so until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.